The U.S. Navy can't meet their recruitment quotas. So what do? They hire a drag queen to recruit drag queens. Well, let me prove it to you how smart you are. The U.S. Navy, supposedly the greatest Navy on the planet, I think they still are, is falling tremendously short on recruiting. They're not meeting their quotas. The ships are not going out full. They don't have enough people in training. So instead of running commercials in the Navy, blah, 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 and then you see all these like Tom Cruise videos and the jets landing on the aircraft carrier. By the way, I've been to sea with the Navy a few times, and it's unbelievable. I spent a couple days on the USS Lincoln, the monster aircraft carrier, nuclear powered. It was unbelievable. I've been to sea on a destroyer. Fantastic men and women, young people, incredibly trained to protect this country. Here is the idea that the Secretary of the Navy now has. This is the new face of the Navy. The guy in the left picture in the gray uniform is Yeoman Second Class Josh Kelly. In the picture on the right, that's him in his makeup. His stage name is Harpy Daniels. He's a digital investor, digital ambassador for the Navy, posts his, drag queen, as you call them, dragon queen videos to promote the Navy. He says he's non-binary and he's recruiting people to join the Navy. Will, if you were the Russians or the Chinese or the Iranians and you saw Harpy, and we're going to show the video later in the show, dancing around in a dress, makeup, pearls, jewelry, lipstick, etc., how intimidated would you be? Like 0?
Exactly. Are you going to hit me with some puffs? You're going to hit me with some makeup? I mean, what are you going to hit me with? There, you know what? Our military has gone completely woke, Barry. And it kind of makes me think, but I don't know. I'm going to try to say this in code. I hope you know what I'm talking about. You know, there was one point where they were saying that the military was going to step in from all the corruption that we were seeing taking place in our federal government. And I was like, okay, I'd like to see that happen. But ever since then, for the past 2 years, our military has went from at least looking the part of being strong, of men and actual women. They have become this. And if you're any other world government, military, and you look at this and say, wait a minute, they're expecting to go to war with us. They don't even know who they are. They're having a problem determining on who they are. So what happens when they go out in the field? Oh, I can't go because I'll break a nail.
When I was on the destroyer I was telling you about, it was a guided missile destroyer with nukes. The person running the launch system down below decks that had these immense cruise missiles, I mean, they're 30 feet high, was a 21-year-old sailor that was female, that was incredibly smart. I mean, they had trained her to be brilliant. She knew engineering, she knew physics, mathematics, armaments, explosives. She had nuclear training. She had top secret clearance. I was in her missile room. The men and women of the Navy that don't look like this clown are intimidating and trained to the highest degree in the world. If I saw her in a commercial, I'd go, wow, that's some kick butt lady or male. They don't care. They've got a unisex viewpoint. But this crap is a clown show. And who the hell is going to let that walk around on a destroyer, a carrier, a whatever, amphibious landing ship, a submarine, like you said, in heels and a tutu? And if they did, what would it do to all the normal people?
You know what, Barry? This is highly disturbing that this is our military. Just like I was saying with the schools, the U.S. military should only deal with facts. And when they put on that uniform, they put on that uniform as a man, or you put on that uniform as a woman. You don't put on the uniform because of the way you feel. I remember
that
yeah,
you
how
have a
you
mental
feel
illness.
that day. Exactly. This is devastating to our military, our United States military. And you know what kind of reminds me of, Barry? It reminds me of Rome. It reminds me of Rome.
Like
All
under
over the place.
Caligula at the end, you mean?
Is that yeah. Yeah. I mean, and a lot of people go like, well, what happened to Rome? Why did Rome collapse? They had all this perversion going on as well. And it was all in their ranks. They were not even hiding it. It got to the point where they didn't even hide it because it just became part of their culture. And that's what's happening here. And you have a group of elitists that's pushing this nonsense to make it become part of our culture. And now they have the military doing it, sending a signal out there saying, hey, this is completely acceptable. No, it's not. It's not. Why would you take someone out of the same asylum and put them on the front lines with you? Because you want
in charge of defending the country.
Exactly. Having access to nuclear weapons? I don't think so. These people need to go through a psychic eval. And if they don't pass, are you a man or woman? If you don't pass that question, you shouldn't be there.
Yeah, I totally agree. And maybe they ought to advertise for real men and real women who love this country, who are going to stand up and do the Pledge of Allegiance, who are going to tear up when they see the flag, who are going to be proud to have it on their shoulder, right? And not need a safe room on a submarine. Okay? Because that's insane.